at this point, it was a couple months ago when we found out that Ruby Rose was departing from the role of Batwoman and Kate Kane. And it was just an overall shocking announcement. Like, nobody saw this coming. And then nobody saw it coming when we found out that they weren't going to recast the character of Kate Kane, but they were actually just going to create a whole new character called Ryan Wilder. And she recently got cast as Javisha Leslie. So that's all cool. But we're still wondering, why did Ruby leave the role? We were all led to believe it was her decision, and she's been saying it was her decision, and we ultimately came to the conclusion that it was just because she didn't like the long hours and she didn't like working out there in Vancouver and everything. But we may now know the true, real reason that she left the show, and maybe it wasn't actually her decision. So there's this magazine called In Touch, and they had this article about this whole situation here, and the headline was "The Real Reason Ruby Left Batwoman." And the article basically says that Ruby Rose didn't choose to leave the show after all. Instead, according to the magazine's unnamed source, she was pushed out of the CW drama, which basically means fired. So it specifically says, people were complaining about her, saying having her on set was like having a ticking time bomb in the middle of the room. So that's pretty crazy, and I mean, you have to take into consideration this could have been the case. I mean, who knows? And then the source also argues that she was actually a pro at hiding her supposedly unbearable behavior from any guests. So, like, anytime there was someone on the show from another CW show, like, specifically, I think they're referring to the crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths, like, she'd apparently be super nice to them, and then the cast and crew of Batwoman would be like, who is this person? Why is she being so nice and everything? So this is interesting. We don't know for sure if this is the truth, but if it is, it would kind of make sense because she's actually had a lot of situations with this in the past, because there's been a lot of rumors about her being kind of a jerk from her days on Orange is the New Black. Even on the set of Pitch Perfect 3, there was a rumor that she was fighting with Rebel Wilson. So it does make sense if you line up all the rumors. But, I mean, it sounds like she was fired, so I guess they just didn't like having her around. And I mean, if she's acting like that, then yeah, I wouldn't want to be around her either. But, yeah, so like I said, we're not completely sure how accurate this is, but it does fill in a lot of the blanks, because, I mean, just not liking the working hours, like, you had to have known about that before, so the ultimate conclusion that we came to before about her deciding to leave the role on her own didn't really make that much sense overall. So the fact that there's a rumor out there that possibly she was fired really makes sense, and that would be another reason why they would want to just create a new character rather than recasting, because then just having that character there would still have the shades of Ruby there. So, and I don't know. I don't know what to believe, but you can kind of pick your own side on this, and let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this? Do you think Ruby was fired, or do you think it actually was her decision to leave the show? So thank you so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.